Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me for this video. So this video is going to begin Module 4, which is going to discuss survey research. And in this particular video, I'm going to be simply defining for you what surveys are. Okay, so surveys are essentially questionnaires, right? So whenever we do survey research, essentially what we're doing is we're doing self-report, right? So we're asking questions to our participants, which are referred to as respondents in the context of survey research, obviously because they're responding to the questions that you pose, right? So anytime we conduct a survey, again, we're doing self-report. So we're typically asking our respondents a variety of things, like, for example, their own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And one of the most common cases where we might administer a survey is when we're trying to assess participants' attitudes. So this is particularly the case in a few different contexts. One of them is politics, right? So you might imagine if you're running for mayor or running for president, right? You want to get a good sense of how your constituents feel about the prospect of you winning your title, right? So surveys are often administered to assess people's opinions, right? So those opinions might simply be who do you plan to vote for, right, in the upcoming election? But it could also be what is your stance on a variety of social issues, right? So are you pro-life or pro-choice, etc. Okay. Another context in which surveys are often conducted is businesses, right? So you might imagine if you're a business selling a variety of products, that it's going to be important for you to ask a variety of questions to your potential consumers, right? So you might explicitly ask people how they feel about your particular product, right? So for example, you might have seen these surveys whenever you watch a YouTube channel, right? So they might simply ask you, how likely are you to purchase this variety of items, right? Or which of these brand names have you heard of, right? So those are kind of implicit assessments of people's attitudes towards products. But you could also ask things like, how convenient is this product, or what are some of the features about this product that you like? You could also ask potential consumers what they want in a product, right? So are they most concerned with how much the product costs? Are they most concerned with the aesthetics of the product or how it looks? Or do they have more of a utilitarian perspective where they're looking at how well that product serves a particular function or a particular need, right? They also might assess how frequently you use a product. And again, another implicit measure, like the YouTube channel example I just gave, is brand recognition, right? So presumably, if you recognize a brand, so if you click on it as a brand that you recognize, presumably if you needed a product like that, you would be more likely to purchase the most recognizable of the products. Okay. All right. So we use surveys quite a bit in psychological research in a variety of different contexts. So for example, we might assess different personality traits, right? So we might look at extroversion and introversion. We might look at neuroticism. We might look at openness. There are a variety of different personality traits that we can assess using surveys. So for example, if we're interested in extroversion, one of the ways we could determine whether a person is extroverted or not is we could follow them around all day and do a little hashtag or number next to their name whenever they talk to a person, and then count them all up and see and create kind of a rating scale of if you talk to this many people, you're low on extroversion, or if you talk to this many people, you're high on the trait of extroversion. But maybe an easier and more precise way is simply to ask people about their social behaviors, right? So for example, I have always liked to join clubs and organizations, right? Presumably that would provide an opportunity to get to know people, right? And to create more relationships and affiliation with people. So yeah, we also use surveys when we're trying to assess someone for a potential psychopathology like depression or anxiety. So like I said, surveys are fairly ubiquitous within psychology. Okay, all right, so that's all I have for you guys for this video. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about, or we're going to go through an example of how we might create a survey, or how we might operationalize some of the variables that we can look at when we're conducting survey research. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video.